The longest strike ever to hit the US entertainment industry is soon to be over. The Main Screen Actors Union says it has reached a tentative deal with studio bosses to end the walkout in the next few hours after 118 days of strike action. So the dispute was over pay, conditions and the threat of artificial intelligence to performers' livelihoods, and it's paralysed production at film studios and streaming services. Suranjana Tawari was following the story for us.
This is the Sag-Aftra union, and it represents a lot of the actors who play the smaller roles, the lower level actors. They've reached a deal with the union that represents big streamers like Disney and Netflix. Now, as you mentioned, they were one of 2 unions to go on strike this year, the others being the Writers Guild. This deal still needs to be approved by the union's board, but we do have a few details. It's valued at more than $1 billion for the next 3 years. It does include increases in minimum salaries, which was one of the main demands, and a new streaming participation bonus, according to the union. The deal also provides protections against unauthorized use of images. These actors were really concerned about artificial intelligence being able to make doubles of them, and so they wouldn't need to go to their jobs in person, and these streamers would be able to continue making content. We'll find out more details after that board meeting later on today.
We will indeed. Well, this news broke as one of the biggest players in the industry, Disney, gave its latest update to investors. Its share price has slumped to the lowest in a decade on concerns about the decline in traditional TV channels. Last year, Disney brought veteran CEO Bob Iger out of semi-retirement to try and turn around the company and regain investor confidence. He has pledged to cut costs by more than $7 billion, and the signs are that is paying off so far. Here's Michelle Fleury.
It's nearly a year since Bob Iger made his shock return to Disney following his retirement. And having restructured its operations, Mr. Iger, who is on his second go-round leading the media giant, said Disney was now moving to its next phase.
While we still have work to do to continue improving results, our progress has allowed us to move beyond this period of fixing and begin building our businesses again.
An example of that, next month Disney will launch a beta test of an app that combines Disney Plus, its streaming service, with Hulu, another streaming service. It just bought the remaining stake in Hulu from Comcast. This comes as streaming losses shrunk and as Disney Plus added 7 million subscribers. That's nearly double forecasts. It's also investing money in its theme parks, which continued to grow.
She's entangled our light-based powers, so we switch places whenever we use them.
Strong theory.
And new films like The Marvels, due out this Friday, should help its film studio, which is focusing on making less stuff of higher quality from its existing franchises. Still, not all is rosy. For example, Disney's ABC network and other TV stations saw lower political advertising revenue during the quarter, a decline in ad revenue that has worried investors. And there is still the question, what does Disney plan to do with ESPN, its sports service, which many wonder whether or not it will sell off in the future? On that, Mr. Iger didn't offer much commentary.
Michelle Fleury there. We spoke to Guy Bisson, who is covering the media industry for Ampere Analysis. He's based in Los Angeles. I asked him about the actors' strike deal and how big a relief it is for the industry.
It will be very welcome from the streamers and the studios. The flip side, of course, is that while that strike has been on, they've been saving a great deal of money. Up to £1 billion in additional free cash flow has been going to Disney, Netflix and others because they haven't been spending on that content. But, as your reporter alluded to, it will create issues next year with supply. So it's a very good thing that it has come to an end.
What does it mean for the big movie companies like Disney going forward? Talk us through that now, the challenges for Disney going forward.
The challenges for the streaming industry are that investors have turned somewhat against the model in respect that it's been loss-making for all of the studios since they launched effectively. And the turnaround that is required is to move the streaming business into an era of profitability in fairly short order. As again you alluded to, Iger has been streamlining and cutting back at Disney, making less movies next year, potential sale of assets, including looking at the future of linear TV networks, streamlining the whole business, selling off Indian operations, and looking to move to profitability in 2024. So there's a lot of moving parts there as we move into a streaming market that is increasingly competitive and increasingly saturated. But 7 million new customers in this quarter is a stellar performance by any standards.
Guy Bisson there from Ampere Analysis.